Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway and welcome back to another exciting update. So last week we had the news that Accurascale was producing a Class 60. Bit controversial and certainly to some disappointing, but for me, it doesn't really matter. I just enjoy trains, so the more the better. But today we've had a exciting announcement from Bachmann, which is they are doing a new tooled Class 08 Shunter. So really exciting news because the 08s, although produced by Bachmann and Hornby, certainly could do with a few feature updates that a lot of people have been crying out for, and it seems like Bachmann have listened to that, and by the sounds of it, have produced quite an exciting model, producing that's on the way. So it is first shown at DEMU Showcase 2024, which for some of you will have been to that, but I haven't. I just saw the announcement on their YouTube channel. So yeah, really exciting. Wish I could go and see the actual building samples in person, but alas, I'll settle for a few images of the internet. It is available in DC, DCC Sound and DCC Sound Deluxe. Now, the differences really between the two are you've got regular DCC Sound, which apparently, according to Bachmann, will be able to run on DC layouts and have the sound function work. It's just basically you won't be able to do the functions like you will on DCC, where you can essentially type in what sound function you want. It's like an automated sound function, so that sounds really interesting and really innovative, that basically us on DC or analog can have sound functions, so that sounds great in my opinion. And then we've got as well with the DC version, DC version, it has a pre-fitted speaker, so that's great if you're on a budget and you want to get the locomotive, similar to how Accurascale do things. They've got the sound speakers basically fitted in. It basically just needs you to buy a decoder and the sound functions will be available to you. So that is great. The DCC Sound Deluxe version is essentially the same as the DCC version. The only other feature that really pointed out to me was that it has the new Bachmann essentially self-uncoupler function. So that basically what you do is you type in the function on your DCC controller, and whether you're going in forward or reverse, the locomotive will back up, uncouple from the goods, and then move forward or backwards depending on which way you're going, and essentially uncouple itself so that you can carry on as if anything's unaffected. So it's great for you if you're into the Inglenut shunting puzzles, because that sounds like quite a handy feature that you won't have to constantly be uncoupling your rolling stock. And apparently that will work with any NEM pocket rolling stock as well, so that's great to hear as well. We have a highly detailed body shell, which is used in injecting moulding. So apparently the detail will be a little bit finer, so you'll be able to see the rivets and the hinges as well as the mesh grills. So that sounds like quite a good feature. A lot more heavily detailed even from the injected moulding part. They're having separately fitted lamp brackets, light housings and ancillary cabinets. So that's all separately fitted parts straight away, but not only the only separately fitted parts, they are just plastic parts. We have separately fitted metal components such as the light conduit, windscreen wipers, cab and body handrails, and the lifting eyes on the roof of the cab. So that is absolutely fantastic that we've got a lot of metal separately fitted parts. So certainly it's quite a delicate part of the locomotive, so hopefully that will just give them that little bit of rigidity and certainly make them not fall off the second that you pick them up. It's also having a sprung metal buffers, as well as a fully detailed cab interior, cast metal sandboxes with separately fitted pipework on the underneath. We're having a shunting pole. Now, I don't really know what the shunting pole is for, so if you do, enlighten me in the comments, but we're having that as a separately fitted part. The full set of brakework piping along the buffer beam, that will also be supplied in the details package, so it won't be fitted straight to the locomotive, but you will have that to fit yourself. Going on to the mechanism wise, we've got a 5-pole motor with a flywheel, so that's great to hear. We've got a really nice up-to-date motor as well as a flywheel, so it should have really steady speeds, which also they have described. It will have prototypical running speeds as well as haulage capacity, and it's going to have a die-cast metal chassis, as well as the gearing will be ready for basically prototypical speed, so that's great. Wheel axles will run through metal bearings, so that's absolutely great, and the centre axle will be sprung, which I thought was quite an interesting feature. With it being a 060, that should allow it to basically go over uneven track or up inclines without having any issues, so that's an absolutely fantastic feature in my opinion. As well as it's going to have all-wheel pickup, front and rear NEM pockets, so you can apply both of those, or if you want to just have it as a haulage or a pusher, you can have that as well. The DCC connectivity will be a 22-pin DC decoder, as well as it's accessed through a removable hatch that is magnetic to the roof, so you won't have to take apart the body shell. You can literally just lift up the top of the locomotive and apply your DCC chip, and away you go, which I think is a great feature. It seems to be more of a common feature that is coming into a lot of newer locos, so that's absolutely great. As well as that, in the DCC decoders for your DC functions, it's going to have a 12 switch micro switches in there, which will allow you to access the full lighting capacity on this locomotive. And that's what we'll jump to next, is that it's going to have full lighting. So we're going to have cab as well as front and rear lighting, and they are going to be customizable depending on what era and location you're running. So that is great. That basically you can have up to, I think it's 6 LEDs at the front and rear, as well as you can have shunting lights, so you can have the white and the red on the back if you're doing shunting work, so it makes it a bit more prototypical in that sense. But that's a great function to have that I think the main people have been asking or crying out for with the 08 shunters, is that realistically it needs to have lights. So yeah, it's great to hear that Bachmann has listened. Another thing as well for the DCC function, it is having a stay alive standard fitted, so you won't have to fit one, and that means the reliability over point work, which majority of the time it will be spent probably doing, being a shunter, it means they will carry on going, so that is an absolutely fantastic feature. Yeah, in terms of my thoughts on this, I'm really excited because I've never had an 08 shunter. There are 2 on the market from Bachmann and Hornby. Realistically, you know, I've watched a few videos such as the Sam's Trains ones comparing the 2, and yeah, there's not really much in it in terms of detail. It's really the mechanism. Certainly the Bachmann one seems to run a little bit faster, but seems to be a little bit better. You know, each has their corner and will defend them very well. So yeah, I think either way, you're not going to be disappointed which 08 shunter you have. But yeah, it's one of those, I've been sort of wanting to get one, and something else has always come up. So I'm kind of glad in a sense that I haven't got one up to now, because the new one that Bachmann has announced sounds absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that is great to hear. Release, I believe, is Q3 of 2025, so that will put it probably around about Christmas time, if I've got my dates wrong. But if I haven't, somebody correct that in the comments down below. But yeah, sounds absolutely fantastic project either way. Main thing I'm really excited to see is the liveries, which at the point of filming haven't been released. So certainly we can you know, have a theory of which liveries are going to be put out there. I'd assume that BR Blue will be one of them, but the rest of them, you know, we've got GBRF, DB Cargo, Harry Needham Rail Company, just to name a few. So yeah, there's a lot to choose from in that department, and because they've been around since the 50s, there's absolutely loads of liveries to choose from. So that is great in that department, and the mystery of what will come. So yeah, drop that down in the comments down below what you think the liveries will be. as well as is there any particular livery that you are wanting to get your hands on. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited about this project. You know, I haven't really seen any negativity on this. So yeah, I think the vast majority of people are quite excited from what I've seen of the fact that, yeah, we're getting a brand new tooled 08 shunter. But anyway, that is all from me today, guys. It's a nice little quick video just overlaying the features of the new Bachmann 08. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as well as drop a comment down below what's your thoughts on the new Bachmann 08 shunter. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. It's free to do so, massively helps me out as a channel grow, as well as you get to know a lot more when it comes to basically model railways. So also we have the model reviews, we have the layout build, as well as I'm trying to do a few more of these videos of sort of updates on new releases. So, you know, if you're liking these kind of videos, you know, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, as well as obviously showing my face, which I don't tend to do on my other videos just because space in the shed isn't a luxury. But yeah, if you're liking these kind of videos, let me know, and I'll try and do more as and when they crop up. But anyway, I'm going to go and take some hay fever tablets because I'm absolutely dying, if you can't tell by the sort of nasally sound to my voice. I am losing the wall with flowers really bad. So yeah, I'm going to go take some tablets and get all dosed up on that, and hopefully continue some work on the layout. But that's all from me today, guys. Take care. Catch you later.